Well, as we can see from right around the world at the moment, there are some pretty disturbing circumstances with regards to the coronavirus. Our thoughts are particularly with those people in the UK, with more than 900 people dying overnight from the coronavirus. In South Australia, of course, we are enjoying an enviable position because of the hard work of the people of South Australia to keep the coronavirus at bay. We want to continue that into the future. This morning we have received advice that would suggest that we need to strengthen our border restrictions with New South Wales, and I'll go through those in a moment. From day one, we have listened to the health experts and we have acted promptly to keep the people of South Australia safe and to keep our economy strong, and we will continue to do this into the future. This methodology has served our state well, and it will continue. So as of midnight tonight, in fact 1 minute past midnight tonight, we will be putting a hard border back in place for New South Wales. This will have very few exceptions. Number one, if somebody is a returning resident of South Australia, if somebody is permanently relocating to South Australia, or those classes of essential traveller which we have documented in our directions. But apart from that, as of 1 minute past midnight tonight, we will be putting a hard border back in place with New South Wales. Only South Australians returning, people relocating permanently, or essential workers will be exempt from this arrangement, and they will still need to, for the South Australians returning or those people relocating, need to do 14 days of mandatory self-isolation. Well, the other exemption from this situation is with regards to the cross-border communities, and we will be putting a buffer zone in of 100 kilometres. And I know this will be of a great relief to people who are living in Broken Hill, but we will be putting in a buffer arrangement so that will have the effect of both Wentworth and Broken Hill being exempt from these new tougher border restrictions. We're also going to be putting some transit allowances in place, because there are people who are travelling through New South Wales who will not be stopping in New South Wales, and I'll ask the Police Commissioner in a few moments' time to run through how that transit arrangement exemption essentially will work. With regards to Victoria, obviously there are a few new cases in Victoria which have been reported over the last 48 hours. We have an excellent flow of data from Victoria over to us here in South Australia. We'll continue to monitor it, but at this stage there are no changes whatsoever to the arrangements with Victoria with regards to our border with Victoria, or who can come in or go out from Victoria. So no changes there, but we're obviously going to continue to monitor that very closely.